I'm about to take you through something called controlled articular rotations. Now, you don't have to remember that fancy, long-winded term. You can call them CARs. Or just think about it this way. We're taking every one of our joints in our body through their full ranges of motion for a couple reasons. Number one, our brain is always receiving feedback from joints in various parts of our body. So for instance, our shoulders can go up, they can go out, they can extend behind us. When was the last time you extended your shoulders behind you? Not many adults do that anymore. Now, when we're kids, we're always crab walking. Remember crab walking? I have a 2-year-old daughter and she does it all the time. Well, because she does that, she's strong in that range of motion because her brain's always receiving signals, hey, you need to use that. So the point of controlled articular rotations, or CARs, is to take each joint in the body through its full range of motion. That way our brain starts going, hey, we're using that, number one. And number two, fluid brings life, right? If you don't use it, you lose it. So over time, this won't make you feel amazing in one day. Typically, it might. But what will happen is over 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, doing this every day, you're gonna get buttery joints and you're just gonna feel great. One of my friends and clients said, it's kind of like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. Yes, if you squirt some oil or lubricant in your joints, you are going to feel better and move better. So I'm about to show you the full body routine now. All right, we're gonna start with the top-down approach with our neck. Keep everything else still and steady. Drop your chin as low as you can to your chest. Rotate and turn. Look back up, rotate, 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 and back down. And repeat to the other side. Drop the chin, rotate, 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 back down. You're gonna do 5 to 10 to each side for every joint throughout the body, okay? Then we're gonna go to our shoulder. Across the body with palm facing forward. Rotate up as high as you can. Start turning the hand, reach back, come down and repeat. Reach back, start rotating the hand, up, 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 and across. Then we're going to push. This one's probably better this angle. Push our shoulders forward, elevate, bring them back, down, push them forward. Reverse, bring them back, elevate, push them forward, down. Elbows, palms out. Squeeze your biceps as hard as you can. Rotate your wrist, back down, repeat. Wrists. I like to stabilize my wrist. A lot of times people don't use their wrist through full ranges of motion. And you're just trying to make sure the movement comes from the wrist itself. Notice my whole body's not moving, my elbow's not moving, just the wrist through full ranges of motion. Okay? This one is called the thoracic spine. I like to get a slight bend in my knees. Cross my arms across the chest. First thing you're gonna do is tuck everything in and you're gonna squeeze down. Notice how my lower body's not really moving. It's all coming from my mid, back, and spine. Then you're gonna rotate as far as you can to the left until you feel like there's no more room. Side bend while extending back. Look up, rotate, and extend your spine. Crunch down, back to center. Here's what it looks like from the front. Lower body stays still. Crunch down. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Extend back. Lower body stays still. I rotate and extend. Crunch down. All right. Last one here is the hips. I'm going to show you from 2 different angles. I like to use a block to pad my head. Keep your hips and shoulders in alignment. And then what we're gonna do here is bring our knee in as close as it will go. Open the hip up until you feel some tightness either on your inner thigh or the outer glute. Now the key to this one, don't open your whole body. Remember, focus primarily on movement coming from the hip. So we're gonna come in, we're gonna come up, rotate, and extend behind you without losing tightness in your core so we don't want to arch the lower back here. So in, out, rotate that foot up as high as it'll go, behind you, bring it back in. Extend back, knee high, bring it in. Okay, I'm gonna show you from this angle as well. And this one is tight for a lot of people, so totally normal to feel some tightness, cramping. Drive the knee in, rotate the hip back and through, boom. Extend, bring it up. So one more time. Now, if you have trouble with this part, I want to show you this. Imagine, this is internal rotation. Imagine you put a pillow in between your knees. Internal rotation is lifting this foot up. See that? What's happening is this femur is rotating internally as I lift this foot up. A lot of people lack this range of motion. So when you do that move, if you're having trouble when you get up here to internally rotate that leg, practice with this first. And just try 10 to 20 reps of this move by itself, and you'll be surprised of all these little muscles in your glute that start firing. Anyways, when it comes to our knee, most people know our knee extends up and down, flexes and extends. We also have motion left to right. So what we do here is I hold my leg steady, bring my foot towards me, and I rotate it to the right, rotate it to the left. See how there's no movement coming from anywhere else but within the knee joint. Repeat to both sides. Then what I'll do, as long as your back doesn't bother you in this position, I'll actually lift my leg up and kind of brace it with my other arm and push your toe down, lift it up, rotate. And you're taking your ankle through a full range of motion. No, this is not OnlyFans. I'm not selling you my ugly feet pictures. But our toes, in theory, should be able to move independently like our fingers. So what we want to do is be able to move them independently. So the first thing we'll start with is keeping your little toes down. Try to lift your big toe up as high as it'll go. Push it back down. Opposite, keep the big toe down. Lift the little toes down. All five, down. Then call the piano. Low, little toes, big toe. Little toes, oh, big toe's trying to cheat, big toe. So you see here, there's multiple ways to play this game. Then we want to splay all the toes, and then what I'll do to close them closer together, sometimes you'll need a cue, put a finger or a stick in here, and then try to pinch your finger. Notice how that big toe drives in. Pinch them together. Pinch them. So we should be able to extend, we should be able to plant, we should be able to move them independently, splay them wide, bring them closer together. You may feel some cramping in your foot going on, or you may think that, man, I'm telling my big toe to lift and it's not going anywhere. That's normal. Keep practicing at this one, and I promise you, you'll start getting better foot range of motion. Here are a couple key takeaways for your CARS routine. Number one, if you can, try to do them daily. The more you do them, the more buttery your joints are gonna feel, the better you're gonna feel over time. If you can do these every day, it takes 8 to 10 minutes to do. If you can do them every day, you will feel like a new person a few months from now. The next thing to think about, and I don't think I touched on this in the previous video, was make sure everything else in your body is rigid when you're working on the joint. So if you're just working on your neck, everything else is kind of tight and tense, like you're stiff, you're tightening up your body while you do your neck. Same thing for the shoulder. You're not moving everything all over the place. You're focused just on the shoulder joint. So tight everywhere else, only the shoulder is moving. At first, you may find that other parts of your body try to assist you in the movement. So I like doing them in the mirror the first few times just to get used to it and get the hang of mind-muscle connection between the hip joints and the wrist. So you may find that some movements are frustrating. You're telling your body to do something. Maybe it's the toe cars, and you're like, I'm telling my big toe to lift, but it's not happening. Just stick with it. I promise you, over time, things will connect, and all of a sudden you'll see that toe lift up. All of a sudden you'll see your hip internally rotate. So just stick with it. The next thing is find however you need to set this up so that you can make it a habit. Some people do the lower body cars in the morning, upper body in the evening. Some people are religious. As soon as they get out of bed, they do the entire routine because it sets them up for the day and makes them feel loose and feel good. Some people do lower body cars before a lower body strength training session. Some people do upper body before upper body. I have business professionals that literally set timers on their phone every hour to take 1 minute to hit each joint every hour. So they might start with the neck, next hour is the shoulder, next hour is the thoracic spine. So again, multiple ways to skin the cat. I don't care how you do it as long as you find what works for you and you're trying to get some level of movement with these cars in every single day, because I know it'll make a big impact for your body and in your life.